Trade the dollar index today.
All right, mate. Are we live? Yes, we're live. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the 22nd of November. We're Signal Centre. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Coleman today. How are
Hey
you, mate?
guys. Yeah, very well. You?
Yeah, very well.
Hungover?
Not too bad.
Not
A
too
little bit
bad.
tired,
Yeah.
but not
What
too
time
bad.
did you finish up?
It wasn't crazy. I think it was back by sort of 11 o'clock, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was all good. No Steve O'Hare today. He's off gallivanting
You'll be
and
throwing
probably
himself
hungover
around in the jacuzzi as we speak.
in the jacuzzi. Yeah. Um, Okay, so let's get straight into it then, shall we? We've got our trades from yesterday. 2 days in a row of being unsuccessful,
Carnage.
unfortunately. Um, it was there was quite a few punchy moves yesterday in various bits and
Yeah, I mean,
pieces.
there's not news bombs, but I mean, we had Bank of Canada out, didn't we? Polzer, he actually started talking up the Canadian dollar as opposed to down. So that's all my dollar CAD trade go offside.
Yeah, there
We
was some
didn't
very
actually.
strong moves in the CAD
Yeah, we
pairs.
did. We didn't trigger our long in at Signal Centre. We had a 70 trigger,
Right.
and it got to 70.5 low. So we missed that and that's chuff.
Yeah, so that puts us on the back foot a little bit. We're still ahead overall on a collective basis. Steve's still maintaining um, a positive R despite a win rate of 29%. So again, just reiterates the
Risk
fact that you
reward.
need to look at risk reward on your trades.
Yeah,
So what are you looking at today?
I'm going to go with today. I'm actually going to. I think the issue that we're having at the moment is that everybody is just waiting for the next tweet, or we had some news out overnight from the Chinese president saying that they're willing to work with the US, but also effectively they're not going to get bullied by the US, and if they impose new tariffs, that they're going to retaliate. But I mean, we've got so much back and forth that we're just not getting anywhere. I think dollar Swiss is a good example of that. If you look at the dollar Swiss chart, which I'm not going to, but you've had 36 days where it's literally gone sideways,
Yeah,
and
looking at that now.
the RSI is just hanging around the 50 mark, which is obviously a good indication of consolidation. So until we get a decent sort of breakout, we get decent news, I think it's just going to continue. I mean, you've seen the stocks taking a bit of a bid again this morning. So I'm going to not move away from the FX majors. I'm actually going to do a call in the dollar index this morning because I believe it's going to push to the upside. I am short in my personal account in euro dollar on the spike higher yesterday, but I wouldn't want to get in at current levels because there's a 61.8 fib not far to the downside, and it is only a short-term trade. So I'm going to look at the dollar index. So basically this is the daily chart, and we've got huge amounts of support down here and down here. So we've seen that, but we've seen that impulsive move to the downside. And if we've talked about this numerous times, when we go to the monthly chart, you've got that bearish outside month. You've got the fact that that pullback there was basically the Maribuzo level, which is midpoint from the open and the close. It was also an extremely pivotal level for probably about the last 6 months. So there is strong resistance there, but I am not an Elliott wave enthusiast, but I do like to count waves to a certain extent, especially if they line up with other formations. So I think that's the impulse move to the downside. I think that's forming a neckline, and I think this move higher has not fully occurred yet. So I think that's basically 5 waves down, and then a double bottom formation, and then it broke higher, but it come back to retest. But I think that's A and that's B, and we're going to move up in C.
Okay.
And although we've got to get through that level there, which is solid, if we do, then I think a right shoulder's up here, around about 98, 95. So head, left shoulder, neckline, right shoulder. So it's a short-term call. Obviously, it's a day trade. So I'm looking to get long around covered levels, which are 97.87.
Okay.
Target of 98.82. and a stop loss at 97.61. So if you do get a move higher in the dollar, got about 3.6 to 1.
Nice. Cool.
Hopefully. But like I said, I mean, they're not strong signals. Everything that I'm doing personally, I seem to be getting stopped out near entry or stopped out.
Yeah, I mean, I had a
To be honest.
few bits open, but just start off well, and then the fun and games this morning that we've seen, and they've all just sort of reversed. So
Mm,
quite frustrating, but it's the way it goes sometimes, I'm afraid.
yeah.
Um, so I'm looking at equity indices today, specifically the FTSE. Got this head and shoulders top that I've drawn on the 4-hour chart. We also had a break of channel as well. Really strong move higher this morning, which
Is that on
I'll be a little bit
Lagarde?
of a
On the back
concern.
of Lagarde,
Yeah,
or
it must be. I mean, it looks like she was only talking about
I'm gonna say there's no
environmental
real.
matters.
Mm,
There was some German manufacturing data, which was quite a bit better than expected, but I wouldn't have thought that had
no, she's talking
the
about
impact that it
investment,
had.
wasn't she? But
Yeah. So anyway,
monetary policy will continue to support the economy.
yeah. So we've got this head and shoulders. We've had a pullback to the 61.8% of this move lower here. So it did break down, and now we're getting a quite aggressive move back higher, which, there's probably a lot of people have been caught out there trying to short on the neckline. So we're pushing higher today. We're at 73.24, so bang on the 61.8% level. I want to short it here with a stop 30 pips higher at 73.54. And I mean, my ultimate target, or the head and shoulders move, is down here,
Lovely.
70.50.
Nice.
And obviously not going to get there today, so I'm going to narrow that up. Put it to 7,200. That'll do.
Okay.
4R
Just
if that
over
comes
4.
in.
There was a
So
lot of topping formations, weren't there, on
yeah,
a lot of the indices, and then they've sort of, like I said, it is news driven, the market at the moment, and I
we've
think
actually got some
everybody's
sort of expanding wedge,
that's going to be a diamond, isn't it?
possibly.
Mm,
Again,
maybe
it's up at
diamond top.
61.8.
I mean, if you look at the US indices, I think Dow posted a bearish outside candle. I think S&P was an inverted hammer. I think Nasdaq was an inverted hammer, all on the daily charts, and they've just they've pushed a bit higher. I think that's an expanding wedge, isn't it? And you've got an
Yeah,
evening doji star there, haven't you? But I mean, the follow through's crap.
yep, none, non-existent.
No. What's on the docket today? It's quite a lot out today. As we
News-wise, we've
said,
got German PMI,
Lagarde's been out
which is
already.
out already. UK PMI at 9:30. We've got Canadian retail sales at 1:30, and we've got US PMI at 2:45.
Early finish pub.
Yes, that's the plan. So we covered most of the news yesterday. Obviously, the Bank of Canada governor stated monetary conditions were about right, so Canadian dollar strengthened substantially. The ECB minutes were a bit of a non-event. Nothing really happened. Overnight, we had some news source with regards to what's going on in Beijing, and the tariffs being planned to be delayed from the 15th of December if the phase 1 of the trade deal had not been agreed.
Yeah, they're talking about the fact that if it was 417 to 1 Congress to sign this, what was it? The exact name of it, for the Hong Kong rights.
Yeah, they're doing a bill, aren't they? They're trying to sign a bill
It
into
was
law.
the Human Rights and Democracy Act. And they've gone 417 to 1. They're basically saying that if he gets forced to sign it, i.e. Trump,
Yeah.
then there's a very good chance it will get pushed back to next year. And I would have thought if there's a vote of 417 to 1, he's got no choice, has he?
No.
So it's all looking like it's just going to get kicked down the road a bit further.
Yeah, it's looking that way. So on the oil front, there was some sources that suggested that OPEC was unlikely to deepen production cuts. I mean, oil is still on a bit of a tear, isn't it?
Yeah, you got there's an interesting level actually at the moment. I'll just get my oil chart up. And if it holds today, I think there's a very good chance it will. Let me share my screen. So that was that push to the downside. This all looks corrective to me anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impulsive, that's corrective. Looks like an expanding wedge formation. I'm actually trying to get short on our signals today at 58.75. So although we've had 2 strong days, you've got this fib, 61.8% fib. And then if you draw it in a bit, this level has been really pivotal.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be short-lived oil strength today, at least.
We'll see then.
Yeah. I was even thinking about taking that as my
trade of the day.
Trade of the day, but
well, it's a free one in there for people, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, better wrap it up there then. I've got to go and get some tickets to see this guy.
Who the hell is that?
The Killers.
Oh, right, nice.
They're playing live at the Emirates Stadium.
Can't you just use your season ticket?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
You're going to get a discount.
No, none of that. But yeah,
Outrageous.
should be good anyway. Hopefully, I'll get some. 3 minutes until they go on sale, so I'm going to wrap it up.
Good
now.
luck.
All right. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Cheers, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye, mate.